It is the people who must save the environment. It is the people who must make their leaders change. So we must stand up for what we believe in, and we cannot be intimidated. Wangari Maathai. During a time of turmoil and unrest in Kenya, Wangari Maathai inspired thousands of men and women to stand up for their human rights and protect their environment. Wangari Maathai saw global warming as a threat, but also as an opportunity to make a positive impact on the world by helping local villages in Africa. Rural African farmers were struggling to make a living due to a recent climate change that led to streams drying up and a lack of trees for firewood. In 1977, Professor Maathai founded the Greenbelt movement in order to encourage women to plant trees and create natural resources to support their families. Although the Greenbelt movement directly impacts the environment, it also promotes women's rights and fights against poverty in rural African communities. Professor Wangari Maathai's focus on democracy, human rights, and environmental conservation fueled her ambition to start the Greenbelt movement and make a tangible difference in the lives of the women of Africa. Maathai was the first woman in Central and East Africa to receive a doctorate degree. She was also the first African woman and environmentalist to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. Maathai's strong background in science, including a PhD in anatomy and a master's in biological sciences, allowed her to impact her society in a way that benefited the people and the land of Africa. Maathai's passion for science and social justice inspired others to join the fight for environmental conservation and human rights. She was soon acknowledged internationally for her struggle against injustice. Maathai was extremely involved in organizations such as the National Council of Women of Kenya, the Congo Basin Fund, the Millennium Development Goals Advocacy Group, and the United Nations. All of these organizations admired Maathai's passion for women's rights and her ability to take action against injustice and climate change. She founded the Greenbelt movement while she was a member of the National Council of Women of Kenya with the goal of reducing poverty and conserving the environment by planting trees. Maathai originally created the Greenbelt movement as a response to Kenya women's grievances about the lack of natural resources including water, firewood, and fuel. She saw a direct correlation between poverty in local villages and the lack of natural resources from the environment. Maathai believed that in order to solve poverty on rural farms, the environment must be healthy enough to support the farmers. The idea of planting seedlings was quickly received by many communities as an efficient way to help remedy their recent loss of resources while also protecting their environment for future generations. Tree planting soon became a way to encourage environmental management, community empowerment, and livelihood improvement in the communities of Africa. Women in particular are targeted to join the Greenbelt movement because they tend to be more involved in the community and want to provide for their children. According to Maathai, in Kenya, women are the first victims of environmental degradation because they are the ones who walk for hours looking for water, who fetch firewood, and who provide for their families. With the support of the Greenbelt movement, women have begun to develop a sense of power and purpose by becoming an instrumental factor in the well-being of their community. Planting seedlings also provides a small income for these women and helps alleviate some of their financial strains. Although women are the main participants in the Greenbelt movement, their husbands and sons are also encouraged to plant trees and help build a sense of community. Together, both men and women are working towards creating a cleaner world for generations to come. Another way that the Greenbelt movement promotes social justice is by educating the community about the positive effects of reforestation and how planting trees can help build a stable society. The Greenbelt movement goes to multiple local schools and describes the mission of the Greenbelt movement to the students. The students learn the relationship between environmental conservation and their own livelihood. The purpose of educating local students is to inspire future leaders to protect the environment and understand how it will affect multiple communities in Africa. With the support of these younger generations, the Greenbelt movement will be able to thrive and continue to educate Africans on the importance of reforestation. Although Wangari Maathai passed away in 2011, her legacy continues to live on in the trees and the people that she touched. She continues to inspire future female leaders, and her life work continues to thrive. The Greenbelt movement has planted over 51 million trees and works with over 4,000 community groups. The small roots of this organization have grown rapidly and now extend over the world. Operations have grown so much that they now have regional offices in Washington, D.C. and London. Another legacy of Maathai is the Wangari Maathai Scholarship Fund. This scholarship supports young African women to pursue a higher level education and spearhead their own environmental project with the hope that one day they will also make an impact on their local communities and environment. Maathai's passion for justice in the environment lives on through the people who continue her work today. Her commitment to social justice, the environment, and her fight against poverty is seen through the forests of Africa and the people who depend on them. It is clear that these tiny tree seedlings will continue to support countless communities in Africa.